Hi, I'm Nick with DuramaxTuner.com. Today on Diesel Insights, we're going to tackle the dead pedal. It's really two modes. We get two calls that come in. One is from previous gas truck owners, so new diesel owners, and the other is from guys who have previously had non-emissions equipped trucks. And these calls usually go pretty similar. I bought a truck that says it has 440 horsepower or 400 horsepower, and it feels lazier than my 350 Chevy does, especially from a stop, right? So let me break it down for you a little bit. Duramax 400 cubic inches plus boost. So when the turbocharger is on, this thing feels like a 1,000 cubic inch engine. And when they see those horsepower numbers, they expect that feeling. That's a serious amount of horsepower, and it's a serious amount of torque, but you don't get that until the turbocharger's on. So you have the wait time for the turbocharger to come on before your engine gets to its full displacement, where it really can make power. Now that's the difference on a naturally aspirated engine. Naturally aspirated, you flash the throttle, boom, you get full atmospheric pressure, you get all the boost that the atmosphere can provide, thing comes to life, full power, runs out. On a turbocharged engine, you do not get anything above atmospheric until the turbocharger comes to life, gives you boost pressure, and then you have all the horsepower you're anticipating. There's a wait time for that, and that wait time is determined by a stoichiometric limit. And what that is a limit of how much fuel the engine management system is going to allow into the engine based on how much airflow it's measuring. It's a MAF limited injection quantity or a boost limited injection quantity. Either one of those systems can be used on a Duramax. It's MAF limited. So really the engine is waiting to see airflow before it's going to fuel. And the amount of airflow it's waiting for is determined by whether it has emissions equipment on it or doesn't have emissions equipment on it, or the level of opacity or smoke that the OEM or the calibrator is willing to accept. So on an emissions equipped truck, that limit is going to be higher. So the stoichiometric limit is going to go from, maybe before we were 17.5 to 1 air-fuel ratio was okay, whereas on an emissions-equipped truck, we might go as high as 18.5 or 19 to 1 air-fuel ratio limit. What that means is that the turbocharger has to lead the engine that much more in order to run clean, in order to keep the emissions equipment happy, in order to make the truck run a long, reliable life. On a non-emissions equipped truck, on an older truck, you may have seen a gray haze out of the tailpipe. What that gray haze indicates is that you're getting closer to that 18 to 1, 17.5 to 1 air-fuel ratio. And when you can get closer to that gray haze, you're going to get a little bit quicker transient response. The truck is going to feel like it comes up to life a little bit quicker. The light at the end of the tunnel is that we have access to maps that can allow us to bring the turbocharger in sooner, to lead the engine with more air, even in these emissions-equipped scenarios, to tune this dead pedal out, to make the truck more responsive. And you can get quite a lot more response out of the truck just in tuning. There's a reason the factory puts a torque curve, an electronic torque model in the engine, and that's to protect parts at full gross vehicle weight. Now what we can do as tuners is go in there and massage the torque curve depending on the amount of weight you're pulling with the truck. And what we can do is get the engine to provide quite a bit more torque at lower RPMs to let you lug the engine, to let you take advantage of not downshifting, really pump up fuel mileage, and make the truck feel a lot more responsive and fun to drive. So whereas before you would have had to push the throttle, call for a downshift or two to get the truck moving, with a tune with a reshaped torque curve, you can simply lug in the gear you're already in. I'm Nick, this is Diesel Insights. Thanks for watching. If you like these videos and you want to learn more, check out the Diesel Tuners blog, dieseltunersblog.com.